start the fire. With every breath I breathe you out. We just can't take it any higher. It's only fair we let each other go without. Oh, this is hard to admit. I don't long for your kiss, and I know you don't care. Oh, what we had was a bliss, but it's falling to bits. All in this is it. Our time is up. We both knew it shouldn't have to hurt this much. I don't want it to say it, but we've lost touch. Time to give up. Maybe we just wanted it to hurt too much. I don't want it to say it, but we've lost touch. My heart can't take it any longer. This careless love is getting old. Let's face it, we're not getting younger. If all is said and done, it's time we let it go. Oh, this is hard to admit. I don't long for your kiss, and I know you don't care. Oh, what we had was a bliss, but it's falling to bits. All in this is it. Our time is up. We both knew it shouldn't have to hurt this much. I don't want it to say it, but we've lost touch. Time to give up. Maybe we just wanted it to hurt too much. I don't want it to say it, but we've lost touch. So much for this love. Time to give it up. So much for this love. Wanted it too much, yeah, we wanted it too much. Our time is up. We both know it shouldn't have to hurt this much. I don't want it to say it, but we've lost touch. Time to give up. Maybe we just wanted it to hurt too much. I don't want it to say it, but we've lost touch. So much for this love. Time to give it up. So much for this love. Wanted it too much, yeah, we wanted it too much. You know that I'ma keep it cool. With you I feel like breaking rules. On the edge, looking out with no parachute. You know I'm dreaming about us two, playing around without a clue. On the edge, leaning out. With us it's all or nothing. Ooh, but guess I need more of you. With us it's all or nothing, but guess I need more of you. You say it during night, but in the morning you just leave. With us it's all or nothing. Ooh, but guess I need more of you. With us it's all or nothing, but guess I need more of you. You say can't take my eyes off, can't take my eyes off, can't take my eyes off, can't take my eyes off. You got devotion, dance in slow motion. My eyes can't help looking at you right now. So much emotion, just pick your poison. Is every move you make even allowed? Can't get enough. I tried my best to look away, but I can't stop. Am I a freak to you? We almost touch. I feel your body move my way, you're close enough. So I say, can't take my eyes on you. You were all I see. Can't take my eyes on you. You know what I mean. Can't take my eyes on you. You were all I see. Can't take my eyes on you. Take my eyes on you. Yeah. Can't take my eyes off. Can't take my eyes off. Can't take my eyes off. Can't take my eyes off you. Can't take my eyes off. 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 Your head's turned. You make my heart burn. It's like I'm awake inside of a dream. You're getting closer. Night's almost over. I might just ask you to leave now with me. Can't get enough. I tried my best to look away, but I can't stop. Am I a freak to you? We almost touch. I feel your body move my way, you're close enough. So I say, can't take my eyes on you. You were all I see. Can't take my eyes on you. You know what I mean. Can't take my eyes on you. You were all I see. Can't take my eyes on you. Take my eyes on you. Yeah. Can't take my eyes off. Can't take my eyes off. Can't take my eyes off. Can't take my eyes on you. Can't take my eyes off. Can't take my eyes off. Can't take my eyes off. Can't take my eyes on you. You were all I see. Can't take my eyes on you. You know what I mean. Can't take my eyes on you. You are all I see. Can't take my eyes on you. Take my eyes on you. Yeah. Can't take my eyes off. Can't take my eyes off. Can't take my eyes off. Can't take my eyes on you. Can't take my eyes off. Can't take my eyes off. Can't take my eyes off. Can't take my eyes on you.
I know that I should keep it cool, babe. Not lose my swag and play the fool, babe. Just play the game and hold on, maybe. But I'm done with the waiting, done with the waiting. I'm done with playing nice. Now look me in the eyes. Tell me, tell me, tell me what you see inside. Not gonna ask you twice. Not looking for your lies. Tell me, do you wanna go? Oh, 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 oh.
Okay. We got all kinds of issues here. Hold on a second. I'm trying to fix my issue. You should be able to hear me. Okay. Why can't... Oh. You know, it would help if I plugged my headphone jack into the proper place. Like into where I'm trying to listen. Oh my gosh. There we go. Okay. All right, let me do something really quick. Because I see we got a question. Billy, you posted something. And Chris has a question, which is easy to answer. So, hello, everybody. And happy Tuesday to you. I was trying something a little different while I was live, doing the live countdown. Something I'm thinking about doing. So tell me what you guys think about this idea. So I'm thinking about during my countdown, also maybe like sometimes I dance, right? And then sometimes I might just work on something like in Canva or whatever, and I want to show you what I'm working on. So this is going to boil down to me needing to get a lot more savvy with OBS and my scene setup, which I'm doing better at. Everything's getting better, for sure. So let me change something really quick, really fast, because I'm thinking that we might do a little music today. You know, I'm thinking that might be what we do today. Let me turn this down. Okay. You probably are like right now, like, what are you doing? So, hold on. Okay. Let me go back to what I was doing here for a second. Let me focus. Turn this off. Where is my browser? There we go. Okay. Perfect. All right. So here's what I was doing when we were doing the countdown. What do you guys think about that, though? Me like playing with something. Hello, Cynthia. I didn't give any shout outs. We got Mike is here. Cynthia's here. Of course, Chris is here. She's road tripping. Billy's here. Cosman's back. We got James. Don is here. And Bling Auntie is in the house watching us live. So I'm so excited that you're here. Please say hello in the comments. And this is a live Q&A, so feel free to ask any questions at all. I mentioned in the description that I really especially love talking about things like StreamYard, Canva, project management stuff. You know, apps that I use are my most common apps: Canva, StreamYard, of course, right? Which is what we're using today. And you notice down there, this is powered by StreamYard. You can get a 14-day free trial by going to melaniediane.com/StreamYard. I also am happy to start to chat a little bit about OBS. I will tell you that Cosman's here, and he is literally like the OBS guy. He helped me out quite a bit recently when I was live, working on some stuff live in OBS. Asana, which is a project management application that I absolutely love. Trello is also an awesome application that I love. Evernote, that's my stack. That is literally my tech stack of stuff I'm constantly using. I am in those apps all the time. So, Voxer to communicate with friends. But anyway, I love talking about apps too. We don't talk about apps a lot on here other than Canva and StreamYard, but feel free to ask me anything. I'm going to show you what I was working on. So hello, Bademart Designs. You are back again. We got Jennifer here. I'm super excited. Okay, Jennifer, you got a question as well. Yep, we'll get to those. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Yeah, that's right. See, Cosmin, he knows what I'm doing. He's all over it. This is Photopea. And so what I was showing you during my little design sesh during the countdown, I was actually just briefly showing you how I was designing. So I started with this one. Oh, it's not going to. There. I made that in Canva, right? I quickly made it in Canva. It's just a square with a frame. This is actually a shape. And then I made a duplicate of the shape and made a frame and put my name under it. There's the background, right? And then I exported this. And what we're going to do, because as of right now, at least, you can't do this in Canva. Now in Canva Pro, you can absolutely export a graphic with a transparent background, but that is not what this is. This is not this is a shape. So this has color to it. And so what we're going to do, I'm going to call this cookie cutter. We're going to cookie cutter. I'm using this as a cookie cutter. All right. And so I made this graphic in Canva, and then I pulled it into Photopea. And then with Photopea, with the magic wand tool, which by the way, Photopea is literally a ripoff of like Photoshop. So if you love Photoshop but you want to pay for it, grab, music. Bling Auntie, what would I do without you? What would I do without you? Let's find some music that we can stream today, for sure. You know what we're going to do, actually? I am not going to do Spotify. I'm actually going to go to Epidemic Sound. Back to Epidemic Sound, okay? Epidemic Sound. I have we got a good list. I have this little kind of streaming list. Most of these are going to be like non-lyrical. All right. There. Tell me if the music's too loud. I want you to be able to hear me. The music's really just there to kind of give us some background stuff, right? Okay. All right. So let's get that minimized. Okay. So in Photopea, you can actually select a color. So let me see if I can undo all that. Okay. Yeah. So, undo. Okay. I can only undo one step. It looks like at a time. Backward. There we go. Keep going backwards. Step backward. Maybe not. Okay. Anyway. All right. Here's what we're doing. Yes, Jennifer, you got to check out Photopea. So here's what I did. So I designed this in Canva, and all I do is I use the magic wand, and it's going to pick everything that matches that pixel that you selected. And literally, it's all the same. It's white. So all I have to do is delete, and that pattern tells me it's transparent. So then I exported that as a transparent file. You're looking at it, and you're like, well, what are you going to do with that? So now I'll show you what I'm going to do with this. So I'm going to open OBS. Okay. And so here you see the OBS studio. I can, this is what I'm displaying to you. We've done this before. We've gone through this before, right, guys? We've gone through this. So Jennifer says, learning to use OBS is on my 2022 plan with my new computer that can handle it. Yeah. So I will say that OBS can let you do some pretty powerful things. However, you do need to make sure you've got a computer that can handle it. Okay. All right, so here's what we're going to do. So one of the things that we can do with OBS, if you watch, let me turn off studio mode. All right, so what you see here is what my webcam is over there to the right. So what I do in here, I'm pushing this out with the virtual camera, and inside StreamYard, I have selected the OBS virtual camera, okay? I'm not going to go into anything further about that right now, just because we've gone through that so many times. So I'm on Camlink. That's what you see right now. If I wanted to do a screen share, I could. Well, let's do, there you go. If I wanted to do a screen share, I totally could. Right now, it's very confusing because you're seeing everything you're seeing. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to make there we go. I'm going to make a scene where it has a custom look, right? It has a custom look. And I do think that Cosmin makes a great point. He's saying, I think the overlay is great, but it will be better if the borders will be white or no borders to match the StreamYard overlay. So I'm not trying to actually match the StreamYard overlay. I'm actually trying to do my very own version of what you're seeing right now, right? Which StreamYard makes possible. And I'll tell you why I want to do this in a second. So it comes back to those countdowns and those working countdowns. So here's what we're doing. So I'm showing you what I'm doing here, okay? He makes a great point. He's probably right, especially with the background that I had that you saw would look way better, it'd pop so much better if it was white. Maybe we'll change that. So here's the scene I'm going to set up, screen and Camlink. And I've already uploaded that file. Now you'll notice these are black because the background is black, okay? The background of my OBS is black. You can actually make it a different color if you want. You are going to notice that it did imperfectly not delete the entire edge. That's Photopea. It is a free application, so let's keep that in mind. So what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to add a scene. Okay, so we're adding a scene, and we're going to be adding the Camlink. We're going to be adding the Camlink image. Whoa, large and in charge, right? We're going to go ahead and make that small. I'm going to actually make it fit to screen first, and then I'm going to resize it. Okay. So notice here, you can resize. Now, the reason why it's showing on top is these are the layers. The Camlink is on top. I'm actually going to put myself over here, and now I'm going to rearrange. So the screen overlay is going to go on top. So you notice I moved the overlay so it's on top, and I can move the overlay, or I can move me. Now I'm going to need a crop. You can crop yourself if you want. I'm not really going to worry about that right now. But I am going to make sure that I'm in the middle of this little frame I made here. Now, what do you think we're going to put over here? Right? We're going to add another source, and that is going to be the screen scene. Actually, no, not the scene, just the source. So display capture. I already have this set up, so screen 2. And again, it's too large and in charge. I'm going to actually drag it below. And we're going to make that fit inside here. And I don't want the menus at the bottom and the top to really show usually. So that's why I made it. That's why I moved it the way I did. And I think Cosman's right. I think it would look way better if it was white. So we'll probably change that. Come on. Let's move it inside. Now notice that I'm still, God, see how I'm still showing up over here? Well, we're going to quickly fix that by making the cam link the bottom layer. And now you have a screen share in the middle. So this is what it looks like, right? This is what the scene is going to look like. Now let me show you what it actually looks like. There you go. So now I can do my own custom like screen share, and I can basically do all that, right? So again, Cosman is our OBS guy. He says press Alt and drag the right border of your camera. Perfect. Okay, we can do that. That's going to keep it, that's going to crop it, I think, is what he's getting at. So this is Photopea. That's how I made this overlay you see right now, okay? Why do I want to do this? Well, if you pay attention, it looks very similar to the screen share that StreamYard gives us. But if I want to do what I'm describing, right, what I was talking to you about, which is doing these design things. So during my countdown, right? So countdown looks like this. Here I am. But if I want to do these design sessions while I'm doing the countdown as we get started with the stream, I want you to see me on screen and my screen share. And so I'm going to need to come up with a version of that countdown that allows you to see all that. That was a lot. That was a lot. I hope you guys are like hanging with me, but I was just thought, I'm going to play around with this and I show you a little bit of what I was doing, and there you have it. So that is definitely one of the things that I've shown this before, how you can start with a design in Canva and then use Photopea to stamp out, create those transparencies. You can do that to create overlays for your streams as well, of course, like the same thing I showed you. But I definitely think Canva Pro is worth it. And if you have Canva Pro, you can also export transparent files as well. But when you design with those shapes, you're going to have to cut out those pieces that you want to cut out. I know that was a lot. I should probably come up with a more structured way to describe that. But I think you guys follow along. I think you're following along here, right? This could also be useful if you were wanting to set up a stream and using OBS Virtual Camera and you wanted to have multiple camera sources going and you were using OBS to do that. Okay, so I'll show you that really quickly. But then I want to get to questions because I saw that Chris had a question. I also saw that Billy posted a question. Jennifer had a question about computers as well. But I know Billy posted a question inside the group, inside the Facebook group as well. So you guys, if you want to get that, if you want to be a part of the group, all you got to do is just search Facebook, like the Facebook groups, and search DIY Marketing with Melanie. It's going to show up right there. Answer the questions, join the group, come hang out with us. If you're new to the group and you're watching, hello. We have a lot of new group members, actually. We've had a lot of people join in the last couple of weeks. I was on a podcast on Julie Ball's podcast, and we got a lot of people coming from that podcast, coming over to hang out in the group. A lot of people have been coming from seeing me on the StreamYard streams. So we got a lot of new group members, and it's pretty awesome. I'm here for it. I'm down with it. So welcome all the new group members. Definitely make sure you introduce yourself and say hello. For shizzle, right? For shizzle. Letitia Campbell is here. Hello, Letitia. And we also got Caleb is here as well. Caleb, yeah, I was showing some OBS stuff in the beginning. Caleb is also very, very, very well-versed in OBS. Yes, Letitia, thank you. She said she's been inviting some of her clients into the group as well. So fun stuff. Okay, let's get to it. Let me jump in here. And first, I want to check on the volume of the music. Is the volume okay? Is it too loud? It's kind of loud in my ears, to be honest with you, but I can adjust that. It's kind of loud. Let me turn it down just a hair. Just a hair. Okay. All right, let's jump in. So again, live Q&A. I mentioned earlier, we can talk about live video. We can talk about gear. So like microphones, cameras, things, right? We can talk about lights if you want. We can talk about applications. I love talking about Canva. I love talking about StreamYard. I love talking about Asana, project management app that I use. I love talking about all that kind of stuff as well. Stuff that just helps you. Like, what problems are you facing right now? Where are some inefficiencies in your business? Where are some gaps in your marketing? Ask me those questions. Bring those things up right now. Let's talk about it. I want to help you out. I want to fix those problems. I want to give you my suggestions, right? I want to. So, okay. The volume's okay. The volume is low. Yeah. So I turned it down a little bit because I want you to be able to hear me as well. So Cosmin says, perfect. Okay. Hopefully you guys are good. Hopefully you guys are okay with where we are with all that. Let me minimize that real quick. So where are your challenges? But I want to jump up here and I'm going to get to, Chris had this question. She said, is StreamYard going to ever have an app? I would love to stream on the road besides native Facebook. So I feel like, Chris, maybe not. Listen, they don't have an app and here's why. They don't need an app. You know why they don't need an app? Because StreamYard will work on your mobile phone. Let me show you. Actually, let me see here. Reflector. I'm just going to show y'all. All right. This is going to be fun. Let me close a couple things. I'm probably going to have to log in, which means I'm going to have to get the code. Oh, yes. I'm already logged in. Okay. All right. Let me show you this. This is going to be so fun, you guys. I'm going to show you my phone. Let me minimize a couple things here. Hold on. Whoa. Get that out of there. We are going to go to, on my phone, I'm going to go to screen mirroring, picking my computer. I'm going to enter the code. I'm using the Reflector 3 app. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. It just takes a while sometimes. Okay. All right. You're now going to see my phone. So Chris, oops, move this over here. Let me explain why you are not going to need a app. Look, StreamYard.com. Open up your Safari browser, or if you're on an Android, use Chrome on your mobile phone, and literally it's going to work both ways. This is what it looks like on my phone right now. As you can see, there is my live broadcast. I can easily create a broadcast. I can pick a destination. Let's just pick a fake Facebook group. And as you can see, everything's the same, right? Demo. So you really don't need an app because it works. You can schedule it. You can do all the things. You can pretty much do everything except share your screen. Okay, you cannot share your screen. I do not know what all of these things are. Okay, allow mic access. Yes, you're gonna see my face. Hey, what's up? So I'm gonna mute that. So basically right here, I'm entering a stream right now. I'm literally about to go live, enter studio. And if you want to have guests, guess what? You can have guests. You can just invite them with the invite link. Okay? It's all the same stuff. It's essentially all the same. So you can invite a guest. There it is. All the same stuff here. So you really don't need an app. And look, your comments are all going to show the same. And it all works the same way. Banners. Okay? Hello. All that stuff works. It's all the same. The only thing that's not going to be the same, like again, you can do all these things. Click on your overlays. You can set up your studio, go live, take it on the road. You're all set, sister. You're all set. You do not need an app because it works just like that. The green screen doesn't work, and the screen share doesn't work. There's your only issue. So take that show on the road, sister. Take it on the road, right? Okay. All right. So yes, it does work. It works awesome on an iPhone. StreamYard will also work on an Android device. So great question, but you don't need an app. That's one of the things. The native Facebook is fine, but if you want to do all the fancy stuff you can do with StreamYard, then you just need to go to StreamYard.com on your browser on your mobile device. That is going to be the same. Don, I will show you how to do this. Oh, dang it, I already exited it. I'll show you really quick, Don. It's actually kind of tricky. It's not very intuitive. So let me show you really fast. I'm getting it back. Yes. Okay. Okay. So literally, when you enter the stream, you can change your camera right here, front camera or back camera. Okay. And now you all see, you see you. You see you right over here, right? So to change that, you actually have to be in the main settings. So when you're in the stream, let me show you, because this is where people get stuck. They'll be in their stream, okay? They're in the stream, and they will click on camera down at the bottom where it says cam, right here, right there, okay? They click on that. That actually just turns the camera off. So people are like, oh crap, I know there's a way to change it. You have to go to more, and then you have to go to the main settings, and then you go to camera there, and then that's where you change it to back camera. No, it's not fast. It would be awesome if it was fast, but it's not. So there you go. Chris says, do I need to do portrait mode on my phone? No, you want to be this way. You want to be horizontal. Because as you saw, if you look on my phone, that's how it's going to show up on your stream to everybody else. StreamYard only streams in landscape mode. So you would want to turn your phone to the side when you're using StreamYard. Okay. When you're using StreamYard, you want to have it to the side. All right. So that's how you'd want to do it. You definitely don't want to be in portrait mode when you don't want to hold your phone vertically. You want to hold it horizontally when you're using StreamYard mobile. Okay. So great question. And Don, hopefully that helps you when it comes to the camera. You can change it to front and back. It's just not a quick flip of the camera. I wish it could be, but it's not quite that fast, right? Chris says, I hate portrait mode when you view on other devices. I prefer landscape as well, myself, for sure. Okay. Billy, I want to pop up your question that you posted in the group. Let me see. Okay. I'm getting there. I want to get to his question. I honestly haven't read the whole thing, so bear with me, right? Bear with me. DIY Marketing with Melanie. Billy's question was... Okay, here is his question. You can all read it if you want. I have it up. Actually, why don't I just do that? Okay, he says, I have a content question. I have been thinking about this since your show about making an online course. I've really found a niche market when it comes to financial planning, and I really enjoy it. I have been working with newlyweds and couples, maybe less than a couple of years being married. I know a lot of couples have discussions, quote, about money, and it can lead to more problems down the road, that they are most often not on the same page when it comes to their goals. I want to start creating content around that, maybe start reaching out to wedding planners, offering their clients a free financial planning session before they tie the knot. Maybe find a Facebook group dedicated to wedding planners. Any ideas are welcomed. Really, really, really great outside the box thought on, one, I love the idea about the niche market. I love the idea about you using, you seeing this problem, this gap, as we talked about. When I talked about, just last week, we talked about, adding, 2 weeks ago, I talked about online courses and how it can add revenue and how every single one of you should be considering an online course in your business. And last week I had Amy Porterfield on the podcast and we talked about that. If you're in my DIY group, you saw that she made a personal invitation video for y'all to join one of her masterclasses that are going on this week. So you can go to melaniediane.com/Amy and you can sign up for that masterclass there. So that's what Billy's talking about when he's talking about this conversation. Basically, there's gaps or people aren't ready for your services, you can create a course to help them get ready so that you're not always duplicating the process. I love that Billy is seeing this gap with his clients, or that there's this continuous problem, if you will, with this particular type of demographic that he's serving. And if he can find a way to help them earlier in the process, they're going to be much more successful down the road. They're going to be even better clients for him. Because the last thing he wants is to be working with these young couples and then all of a sudden they're in trouble and then he's having to rescue them, right? What he wants to be able to do is get them set up for success earlier in their process of working with their finances together. And then he's able to utilize some of his maybe more excelled services versus one, probably a little bit of marriage counseling, and two, getting them out of trouble. He doesn't want to get people out of trouble. He wants to prevent people from getting into financial trouble, right? And so this is one of those ways he's identifying this gap. So I do like it. I do think your content should absolutely cater to that. And I think the concept of working with wedding planners is certainly interesting. The only thing I feel about this now, Billy, the best way for you to vet out this idea is to start having conversations. So if you know some wedding planners, you should start talking to them, explain your idea, ask questions, get some feedback from them. The same thing goes for your clients. Find some people that, you either have a good relationship with and ask them some questions and give them the thoughts about what you're thinking and get some feedback. My only kind of intuitive thought about this working with wedding planners is that as a person who's getting married, I'm planning my wedding, which is a freaking stressful freaking thing anyway, and expensive, right? My only concern is that as a person who's getting married, as a couple getting married, working with my wedding planner brings up the free financial planning thing. It feels too off, right? Like, hey, okay, we're gonna pick out your flowers today, and we're gonna talk about your hors d'oeuvres. Oh, and by the way, because you're using my services, it's a weird conversation in the middle of all the other conversations that they're having. Does that make sense? It might be a little too off. However, you know what I actually think, Billy, that might be interesting is that maybe you can find a way to partner up with some wedding planners, offer some free master classes or offer some free sessions, see what they think about it. Not necessarily them providing this one-on-one. Maybe you can be a guest in some of their content, right? You can be a guest in some of their content. The other thought I had was when I think about the conversations that are being had around this topic, it's a lot of times pastors, the people who are doing, or the people who are ordained, who are marrying these people. Sometimes they require premarital counseling, and almost always that financial stuff is brought up in there. So what if you could find some, local churches or some pastors and work with them and let them offer this to their clients, they're not really their clients. You know what I mean? That would be, in my opinion, a more related topic. And Tara, has a great idea. She says that would be a great wedding gift. So I do agree. What I think where you're going to have to find your place is who can you talk to that wants to give that as a wedding gift, right? And the reason why I think that the wedding planning and the financial, it's not that it shouldn't be discussed. It's just that the wedding planner is literally getting them to spend money. You know what I mean? And here you're going to come in and be like, your number one piece of advice is probably don't spend all that stinking money on a wedding, right? But you wouldn't do that with a wedding planner, but you get my gist, right? So I think that finding those people that are having those conversations with couples is smart. I think a wedding planner could totally be them. You could also look into an affiliate program, Billy, where these people are recommending you or somehow, and there's that, right? They're recommending you, and you're giving them something in return as an appreciation that they referred you, right, to them. So I do like where you're going, though. I like where your brain is going. I like this thought process around you looking and seeing this gap. How can you fill the gap? How can your content fill the gap? You guys, that is one of the best ways for you guys to create content. Is where are the gaps? Where are the problems? And what are your answers? Your content. What are those questions people have, right? And so sometimes, people are asking you questions, frequently asked questions, great content ideas. But then there's also those questions people aren't asking that they should be asking. This is probably where Billy is finding the gaps, and it's that stuff. So take those questions that you wish people would ask, and you create content around those too. So I love that concept for sure. Okay, Jennifer, forgot my water again. Do you guys remember last week I literally forgot my water and I had to run out and get a thing of water really fast? I'm going to see if I can make it. Jennifer says, I got approval to buy a new laptop for live streaming and all the other fancy tech I want to do. Oh, this is exciting. She says, remind me what you're using these days. So I'm not using a laptop. Okay, so what I'm using a tower. So I'm using a PC tower. I'm using a Dell G5. It's like I don't know. Let me look it up. James Hicks, if you're watching, he's like, oh, I was multitasking. Maybe he's watching. I don't know if he is. What about laptops? He's going to tell you to get a Mac. He's going to tell you to get a MacBook, like a Mac Mini. There's those Mac Minis. Those aren't laptops either. But he's going to recommend a Mac. I don't know what Macs to recommend, but he's got the ideas there. But definitely 100%, you want to get something with a lot of RAM. So let me just look up this Dell G5 really fast. So I definitely looked up, oh, well, there you go. Here's a Dell G5 gaming laptop. Honestly, Jennifer, any gaming, let's go shopping with somebody else's money, Mike says. Whoa, my light flickered. Any gaming device is probably going to work. Okay, Jennifer says it has to be a PC, needs to be a laptop because she works from multiple locations. There is a Dell G5 laptop, it looks like. I have the desktop. So, there you go. I have heard this. I've heard both things before. I've heard that Macs are really great for streaming, but I have also heard that Windows are the best for streaming. So, M1 MacBooks. There you go. So if you were getting a Mac, there you go. But she's got to get a PC. But the gaming laptops are probably, you're looking at, honestly, $1,200 to $2,000 for sure when it comes to these laptops. I know that. You want to get something with a lot of RAM. Because it's going to be multitasking. You're going to be, especially if you're going to want to run OBS, you're going to need that stuff. The other thing is that that I personally like is the solid state hard drives. So they're going to come with like multiple, hard drives. Some of them are going to have a solid state hard drive. Oh no, that's the towers. You want to get that solid state hard drive because that works really fast. So when it comes to like you're playing a file from the hard drive, you're playing a video onto the stream, you're uploading, you're downloading, that is going to be important for sure. The other thing when it comes to laptops that you're going to want to think about is the inputs. So definitely get as many inputs as you can. You're probably going to need to get one of those hubs, those USB hub things, so that you can plug in all the stuff because you're going to be probably getting a cool camera. Well, you're producing live streams more so than streaming. But if you are going to need to plug in all the hardware, then you're going to need those inputs. So you're going to need the camera input. You're going to want to get, you're going to have an input maybe for a stream deck if you're going to be using that. You're going to need a mic input, all those things, right? So be thinking about the inputs as well. That is definitely where the laptops don't have the same capacity as all those inputs. So also, Jennifer, if I were you, I would look into getting one of those HDMI capture cards that's in it, right? For sure. So I'll need a good camera for next year too for hybrid event streaming. Yeah. So that Sony ZV-10, everyone is raving about it. They're going nuts. I personally have not looked into it enough to know what the massive difference is, but those Sony ZV-10s are pretty awesome. It's basically, it's like Sony took the Canon M50 and made a really great vlogging camera that also is amazing for streaming. So that ZV-10 is probably what you're going to want to look into for that. So very exciting, very exciting. Basically, yeah, Mike says basically a gaming laptop is good to handle the graphics, resources, and speed. Yeah, so there you go. And there's Mr. James Hicks in the house. He says i5, 16 megabyte minimum. And then the i5, is that a Dell? What is that? Yep, that's a Dell. Did you guys know that he works for Dell? So Dell, and here I am saying he's going to tell you to get a Mac. Sorry, James. Dell i5, Solid state, 512 gigabytes minimum. These are good. These are minimums. Oh, the good heat disbursement. Yeah, that's a really great point, is because you want to make sure that it can stay cool. So like I know my laptop, which is not that kind of laptop. It is a Dell. I don't even know. Oh, no. I have an HP Spectra. And it gets hot. If I like play a game on it, like there's this racing game that sometimes I like to play when I'm bored, it gets so freaking hot super fast. Oh, the processor, i5. Thank you. Appreciate you, James. There you go, Jennifer. So you want to think about the RAM, the megabytes for sure, the RAM, the graphics cards, things like that. Those, but like Mike said, a gaming laptop is probably going to give you everything you need because they're very similar. They need the similar type of specs. Okay. I was thinking, no, because your question. Let's see. I want to make sure I didn't miss a question. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, next question. I see we got Doug Mattice in the house. He says, I have implemented a countdown timer with music to start my show. What is the best way to have music start when the show ends? Can I use music from Canva to accomplish this? What is the best way to have music start when the show ends? So, Doug, here's what I do. So I have if you made that timer, if you made it in Canva, then make a thank you for watching show or thank you for watching video as well. And so that's what I do. So I made it in Canva, and that's what I play at the end of my streams. This is what plays at the end of my stream. And I just upload it into StreamYard, and then I play it right there. So I click it just like the countdown timer. When you click on that video, it's going to play. So again, you have to have the basic or the pro version of StreamYard to do that. But if you're wanting to, I think I got a loose plug over there. James, if James is watching, he's laughing because he has seen what it's like back there. All the long cables and the mess that it is behind my computer, behind my monitors, behind my desk. It is very bad. It is very, very embarrassing. But I just feel like it's so committal. It's such a commitment to have that done. So, Doug, I hope that makes sense. So, use Canva, you take that same countdown timer that you made to start the show, okay? And you make a similar video, but just change it to no countdown and just say, thank you for watching. And just pick a song that has some music that works, right? And then you play it, you play that countdown timer. I recommend that you make it 30 seconds or more, but know that you're only going to play about 15, 20 seconds of it. And the reason for this is that you could totally pull a Crystal Prophet, my girl Crystal Prophet, who, by the way, is totally on the mend. Last week I was saying she had COVID. She really was like super sick. She's getting much better. She made her countdown timer, and then she didn't like take herself out of the stream, and then the video ended. And when, as you all, if you know, when that video ends, you're back on screen. And so she was like, oh, and then she ended her broadcast. So you're gonna want to basically upload your thank you for watching video. Put some music in it if you want. If you use Canva and you have a pro account, you can use any of that music inside Canva. Okay. And then you just say thank you. It says thank you for watching, and just make a little video, and then just remove yourself from the stream and then in the broadcast. And then you're good. Okay? That's what I recommend. Robin's done the same thing. Hello, Robin. Hello. That's really funny. I've come really close to doing it, but I didn't do it. So my video, it's like basically 15 seconds. And then it switches, like the text goes away, and then it's 15 seconds more. So I know that when that text goes away, I'm like, okay, now I can turn this off, right? For sure. So, life of a content creator. Have a beautiful studio backdrop, then cables everywhere else in the room. Totally treat. You guys, this all looks nice right here. If you saw back there, it's not good. It's not good. Okay. DJ Queen CZR is here watching. Hello. All right. If I want to use multiple cameras with StreamYard, but don't want the interview layout side by side, can I use OBS with StreamYard to arrange the cameras? So yes, you can. Now you have a couple of options. Let's just go ahead and, there are two options for this. So you can just use StreamYard and you're going to have those layouts that StreamYard gives you, which is essentially 2 layouts. Well, 3. So you have solo mode, and then you have 2 people side by side, full screen, and then you have the 2 people here with your background showing up. If you wanted to customize the way that those 2 cameras are going to look, then you absolutely could use OBS. Now, DJ Queen CZR, you want to make sure you're using a computer that is strong enough to run OBS and StreamYard at the same time. My old computer could barely handle it, but my old computer was getting old. It was kind of bogged down. When I upgraded to my gaming computer, the Dell G5, I've had no problems with it ever since. So you definitely want to make sure you're not running like a Chromebook or something really light. You need to have a fairly beefy computer to run OBS. So I will say that before I were to say that. So if you were going to create a layout with multiple cameras in OBS, then you're going to want to create a scene. So yes, the way to do it is you create a scene with 2 cameras on it, and then you're going to use the OBS Virtual Camera. And so as you notice here in OBS, I have the virtual camera on. Okay, when you turn that on, you then open StreamYard, and when you select webcam, you're going to select OBS Virtual Camera. And when you do that, everything that is on your OBS application is what your viewers will see when you're on screen. Okay, that's what they're going to see. So that's how that works. So when you're setting up a scene in OBS, we'll just do it really quickly. Demo, right? So setting up a blank scene, I'm going to add a camera source. I already have these set up, so I'm going to go to existing. We're going to go to the cam link. I'm going to, resize it so that, oh my gosh, I like literally go to fit to screen. So there is that view. Now let's say that I wanted to add my behind the scenes camera as well. But again, as DJ Queen's CZR is saying, can you customize the layout? Yes. So I'm going to open up the capture device again. I'm going to go to existing, and this time I'm going to Addie's desk is kind of a hot mess. But we're going to go for it. There you go. There's my behind the scenes camera. Okay. And I can do whatever I want with that. I can make it small. I can put it down here. I can put it up here in the corner, right? So that you always see that. So like, for example, if I wanted you to always see the behind the scenes all the time on screen with me, and I wanted to, you can customize it. You can also use frames. You can actually create shapes inside OBS too. I've not really played with that. I know you can. It's not something that I, really have been doing. So definitely, oh, Mike, I see that. Yeah. Good point. You couldn't really see what was going on there. It doesn't matter that much, right? Because I'm not really showing a ton. My bad. But I set up a scene down here. Take that banner down, and I will use this one instead. So these were where I set up the scenes, and I added 2 camera inputs, and now I can move them around. I can resize them. I can make this one the small one if I want, and then I can make this one the big one if I want. There you go. And again, if I want the cam link to show up on top, then I got to rearrange the layer. Okay? So there's how you do that. And so now, okay, because I'm actually using StreamYard. I'm sharing my screen. So you're seeing OBS, but now I'm going to go to my webcam, which is my OBS virtual camera inside StreamYard only. And so now you're going to see what this would look like in the stream. So there you go. Now I'm over in OBS over here. I can move this around and change it even live on screen. So that's how you would do that when you would want that custom, multiple camera, look, right? You can also toggle between cameras. So I have multiple camera inputs in my actual OBS setup. And so I can toggle between those scenes just like that. So really pretty awesome, pretty cool stuff. To your follow-up question, also, if I'm using an audio interface with StreamYard, how do I better the audio quality so that the sound is more clear? Using an audio interface. It would going to be your audio interface. So StreamYard should handle high quality video, no problem, as long as you're using a direct input. So I'm using an audio interface. It's a software, so it's an application. I'm using the Wavelink app provided by Elgato because that's the mic I have. And so it comes with that free application, the Elgato Wavelink app. So I'm able to add different inputs like music and sound effects. Oh, sound effects. You guys, we haven't even played with those yet. So I'm able to do that through this audio interface, which is software. If you're using something like a Rodecaster Pro or something like that, then you are going to want to make sure that's integrated to your computer. And when you go into StreamYard, the audio that you're going to select for your microphone is that audio interface. And then anything that audio interface is playing is going to be what's fed into the stream. As far as improving the audio quality, StreamYard's audio quality is actually exceptional, in my opinion. They have stereo quality. It's actually really, really good. So you would want to have echo cancellation turned off and make sure that stereo quality is on. That's going to improve your quality. You also may find that on the Pro plan, using 1080 streaming, that your audio is going to sound better as well, especially if you're streaming to YouTube. That really doesn't play a huge factor on Facebook. But great questions. Definitely great questions. Mike says, and adjust the audio settings in StreamYard. Yeah. So again, turn off echo cancellation, make sure stereo is turned on. That's going to give you great audio quality. I mean, y'all are listening to, I'm literally playing Epidemic Sound, and the audio is pretty good. I mean, when I listen to these playbacks, the audio sounds good.
When I think it through, I can help the way I feel for you. You make me lose my mind like all the time.
So, I mean, pretty good. I'm using Chrome. That's just playing from Chrome. The Wavelink application is how I'm pushing it into StreamYard, and it's working great. My audio from my mic should sound great because it does, and it usually sounds amazing. So there you go. So hopefully that was helped. Am I banned from the live chat? No. Hi, typical Tyreek. I see your question. I haven't gotten there just yet. Okay, let me see here. Okay, so Robin says, it looks like you figured out the weird poltergeist issue. If you're talking about the crazy... I have that picture. Let me show you is this what you were talking about, Robin? Right here? Are you talking about that? How my pink and green was happening? The only thing I have figured out is that I have to make sure that when I go to StreamYard, OBS Virtual Camera is selected, close it, and then I open up OBS, turn on the virtual camera, go to StreamYard, and there I'm good. If I start with StreamYard and I have like if I just have the cam link selected and then I open OBS and I say, okay, OBS, and then it's when it tries to use it's like when two apps are trying to do the same thing is when it just flips and does that wonky thing. So I think I've just mitigated the issue. I think the issue is still there. I've just figured out how to mitigate the issue, right? So there you go. Okay, let me see here. Typical Tyreek, I'll get to your question. Chris has this question, and then you are up next. Chris says, do you mention buy me a coffee in multiple places? I saw an option through Buzzsprout and wondered if it could be successful. So buy me a coffee is an application. I had James Hicks on the show. Gosh, James, it's probably been 3 months ago. He came on the show and we talked about buy me a coffee. And what buy me a coffee is it's like Patreon. You can set it up, and so like here's my buy me a coffee page, right? You guys could buy me coffee here, which essentially you're supporting my channel. You're supporting my efforts. There is, this does show up on my, in Buzzsprout, you can actually set it up. So you can set up these things so that every set of show notes will have your buy me a coffee link. But as far as it being successful, I do believe that it is successful. I believe that I've been able to make some money. We have a goal right now of $300, and when we have $300, we're gonna go shopping and have some fun. I don't mention it every stream. When I do mention it, it does seem to work. I definitely think you have to have a strategy if you're going to be using something where you're going to be trying to, earn that income. you definitely only want to mention it when you are offering service. So I'm offering a service by helping you guys. Sometimes people will ask me to do things and then they'll say, oh, thank you for that. That was helpful. And they'll do the buy me a coffee and they'll spend $5 and buy me, well, it's taco. I have mine set up to say buy me tacos. So I definitely think you have fun with it. I do think that you have to there's a strategy to it. I also think that this trend has picked up. And I do think that on the good side, people are used to it and they're used to donating and providing, hey, here's some money. Thank you for helping me. But the other flip side to that is that a lot of people are using this, and the viewer, the live stream viewer, the podcast consumer might be getting sick of being given this opportunity all the time. So definitely be thoughtful of it. But you definitely can. It can work. She says, I have buy me a donut. I have butt me a donut. I think you mean buy me a donut. Love it. Okay. All right. Typical Tyreek has a question. Any tips and tricks on the best simplistic streaming setup? Oh, I love this question. So the best simplistic streaming setup. Here's the deal. The most simple setup is going to be grabbing your phone and going live, right? Now, typical Tyreek is you're on YouTube. You can't stream to YouTube with a mobile phone unless you have 1,000 subscribers. Then it unlocks that ability for you. However, as I showed earlier in the stream, so typical Tyreek, earlier in the stream, if you go back and watch the replay, I showed how easy it is to use StreamYard mobile. So you actually just go to StreamYard.com on your mobile device, whether it be an iPad or a phone, and you literally have StreamYard. You have the StreamYard studio right there. And so you actually can stream to YouTube from a mobile device if you use StreamYard. That's going to be your most simplistic setup. So grab a tripod and grab a phone and go. It's one device. That is it. I would recommend that you get some headphones that have the microphone on them. I looked in my drawer. My daughter keeps taking these, so they're not in my drawer right now. But the headphones where they have a mic on the wire. I will tell you that those are some of the best mics you can use when you're streaming with a phone. I mean, there was just the other day, I was watching a LinkedIn Live, and there were these women, and they were recording a podcast, but they were streaming the recording. They were basically doing a live recording of a podcast. And one of the women was using just a wired headset with the microphone right here, and her audio sounded better than everybody else's. And one of them was using like a XLR microphone. They were all using good stuff. This one woman, I swear her audio sounded better than everybody else's. There is a saying that the best microphone is the one closest to your mouth. And I think that is partially why, because a lot of people, they want that microphone. Hold on. They want the microphone out of shot. And so what that's going to do is it's going to require you to bring your gain up. Do you hear the change? That's where the gain was. But now you can barely hear me. So I'm going to bring the gain up, but you also hear my air conditioning running right outside my patio door, right? There's an echo. It's different. It just sounds different versus if I turn my input down and I get really close to the mic. It just sounds better, doesn't it? So there is that, right? You have to be thoughtful of that. And so that's why I think sometimes those wired headsets sound so good, because that mic is right next to your mouth. That's the simplest. Now, if you're wanting to do something like desktop stuff, then the simplistic setup is going to actually be a USB webcam and a USB microphone. This right here is the Elgato Wave 3. There's an Elgato Wave 1. In my opinion, they are literally the best USB microphones on the market right now. There are a lot of others out there, but for what you get with these, it's an amazing quality microphone. It's built, Elgato partnered with Lewitt, who makes amazing audio devices, and it's basically a Lewitt microphone inside of an Elgato plastic case, right? So I love this mic. It's awesome. It's USB. And the reason I say you want a USB webcam and a USB microphone is because all you're going to do is plug them in, and they're ready to go. They're ready to go. Do you guys like that? Sound effects. So definitely, that's your most simplistic setup, typical Tyreek. So, maybe a laptop that's got a, pretty decent, as we talked about earlier with Jennifer, some good RAM, megabytes in there, solid state. Am I saying that right? Solid state drive, a solid state hard drive, or just a computer. webcam, USB microphone. Boom, right? Now the problem with USB webcams, okay? You cannot upgrade them. So USB webcams are that is it, right? If you buy a DSLR camera, you can use it for lots of stuff. You can use it to take pictures. You can use it to do vlogs, meaning like record videos of yourself wherever you want. And you can also, if you use a Camlink capture card interface, if you use one of those, God, I hate showing my nails because they're nasty. I bite my nails, you guys. I bite my nails. It is what it is. If you get one of these, then you're going to plug that into your computer and the USB out of your camera, HDMI into the back right there is how you're going to get that DSLR camera to hook up. That's a lot more expensive. You're looking at anywhere from $600 to $1,200 for that kind of setup. But you can upgrade them. You can get different lenses for them. They are multi-use, right? You can use them for lots of things. Webcams are pretty much just webcams. That's it. So, but it is simple. You plug it in, it's ready to go, and you're all set. So as far as Simplistic, that's the Simplistic setup. So typical Tyreek, I hope that answers your question. Let me know if you have follow-up questions to that. Using an application like StreamYard is the simplest way to create amazing streams with quality, displaying comments, having banners, doing all the fancy stuff, literally with the easy application. So, using StreamYard, a webcam, USB mic is definitely going to be your super simplistic setup when it comes to that, right? So there you go. Okay, let me see. What is your opinion on Yellow Duck? I've not actually used Yellow Duck. Now, it's my understanding Yellow Duck, I've seen promotions for it and I've seen people talk about how you can use Yellow Duck hold on. I gotta ban this jackass. So you can use Yellow Duck to stream to Instagram, but it's against Instagram's rules. So you're gonna get banned. So don't do it. Yeah. Like he says, don't do it. James says, don't do it. I've not used Yellow Duck. I don't know what all it's used for, but I do know that people say, oh, you can use Yellow Duck to create custom streams to Instagram, but that's actually against Instagram's terms right now. So you cannot use third-party applications to go live on Instagram. So if that's what you're thinking about, then you want to be cautious about using that. So that's my opinion on it. If that's what you're thinking about. So, Mike says the software makes the Wave 3 awesome and easy. Yeah. So the software is that audio interface. I personally think that. So the other one that I've not played with is the Rode NT USB Mini. Did I say that right? Rode NT1. No, the Rode NT USB. That's it. I need to make sure it's not the Mini. I think it's the Mini. Isn't there a Mini? I don't know. The Rode NT USB microphone does now come. It comes with the software. I'm so sorry. It's the Mini. It's the Mini. I hope my timing with that when I do that is correct. The Rode NT USB Mini comes with Rode Connect, which is Rode's response to Elgato's Wavelink software. So Rode basically was like, got to be careful about that. So, oh my God, why are the trolls coming out today? Yeah. So let me see here. Basically, if you get that NT USB Mini by Rode, that is also going to be another application or another microphone that I would recommend you look into, because you're going to got to get rid of these comments. So sorry. That's right. Bye-bye. Oh my goodness, you guys. Look who's calling me. Look who's calling me. Get in there. Get in there. Addie Poo. She wants to FaceTime me. You know what's that was good timing. You know what's happening is she probably wants me to bring her food. That's what's happening. But it's okay. I'm going to make sure. Let me make sure this child doesn't need something crazy. Yes, they can see you now. Okay, come on. What you need?
So, when you come to the game, can you bring me like something to eat, like McDonald's or something?
Didn't I say that to everybody? Did you guys hear what she just said? She needs me to bring her food. I just said that. I said she's going to be wanting me to bring her food. Yeah, I will bring you some food.
Can you bring me like Subway?
I'll bring you what I bring you.
Well, I'm still gonna text you what I want from Subway.
Love you. I know what you want. Love you. Gotta go. Bye.
Okay, bye.
You guys, seriously? I knew it. I said she's going to want me to bring her food. What do you know? That's exactly what she was calling for. The girl needed some food. She's got a game tonight. She wants some food. That's what she wants, right? Okay. Right? All right, so here we go. I need snacks, new AirPods, and a new Bull. She has a new phone. She's got a phone. That girl's got a phone, and she loves to use it. When to tell me to bring her food. I was already planning to bring her food. Thank you, typical Tyreek. You seem like a cool mom. I'm also a good mom. I'm going to bring my child food. I told her that this morning. I was bringing her food. So, anyways, okay. What was I talking about? Oh, okay. We're talking about typical Tyreek wants that simplistic setup. Your USB mics. Do not go buy a basic USB mic anymore. Get one of these USB mics that has perks. Okay, that has software. So this microphone, the Elgato Wave 1 or Wave 3, has that comes with the software. The Rode NT USB Mini is also a great microphone, also very small, also comes with software that's going to allow you to stream sound effects. You know, like the gong, all those things, the snap, if you have, of course, rights to play them. I will tell you that this microphone as well, this is my Shure MV7. This is a XLR microphone, but it is also a USB microphone. So right now, I've got it set up for XLR. That's what this big fat cable is. It's going to go through a USB interface. But if you notice right there, right there, boop, that is a USB connection. So I can actually unhook the XLR microphone and I can hook this Shure microphone up via USB. And when I do, there's an app that comes with that microphone too. Now that app as of right now does not allow you to hook up multiple audio inputs and push them out, but it does allow you to dial in your sound. So great microphone for XLR and USB. The only disadvantage to that microphone, I'm going to tell you, is that you are going to need a cloud lifter if you're going to be using the XLR. The USB version is great, but I found it to be a little quiet. So if you want that, if you're going to want that microphone out of shot, you're going to have the gain way up, and it's going to pull in keyboard sounds and vibrations from your desk. It's going to pull in sounds outside, like if you have people in the house or mowers outside. If you have to turn that gain up like that, it is going to pull in those other sounds. So if you're okay with it being really close to you, like this close in shot, then you're not going to need to do that. You can have that input down USB, and you're going to have a great sounding mic. However, that microphone is $250, right? This microphone is like $140. The Elgato Wave 1 is even cheaper than that. The Rode NT USB Mini, I think, is $100. So there you go, right? Okay, let me see here. That snap is on point. I used it for the first time, I used it in my podcast interview with Amy Porterfield. So I actually used it to kind of transition inside there. So I've started using it, but I love it. I'm really digging it. Speaking of Amy Porterfield, I wanted to let you guys, I mentioned earlier that Amy and we recorded our podcast episode, which was a lot of fun. We actually tried to do a high five as well, but it was pretty comical. We kind of missed it. Oh, that's a video. We tried really hard to get this high five, and it didn't work out so great. But I interviewed Amy, and we were chatting about my audience, right? Because we did this great interview. So if you guys haven't checked it out yet, definitely go check out the DIY Marketing School podcast. You can hear my interview with Amy Porterfield, where we talked about how you can add an online course to your business. We talked about some of the things that gets in the way for people. She talked about ways to come up with great ideas for your first course. It was a really, really, really good conversation. But she also has, we were talking about you guys, and she knows my audience anyway. Amy and I have actually known each other for a few years now. We've become friends. So she knows what I do and how I serve people. But we were talking about it further. And you know, she really was just like, that's like the perfect. She was like, I love helping DIYers like that. She's like, you know, obviously I started out 12 years ago, basically as a DIYer, and I DIY'd my business for years before I started growing my team. Now Amy is very successful, you know, multiple $1 million launches and more. And she has a team of like 20 plus people now. I had the pleasure of actually being a part of that team in a very small way for about 1.5 years. I learned a lot about just the behind the scenes and stuff. James, thank you. He says your podcast with Amy was fire. We were talking about it, and she was like, let me do a personal invitation to your audience about my masterclass that I have coming up. And that masterclass, y'all, is going on right now. So there are a few times that you can select and pick from. And this masterclass is actually, I really wish that it was around prior to me launching my own online course, which my very first online course I launched last year. And I taught it live. I did it live. It was so awesome and so great. And I've done the course 3 times since. And I've been able to add revenue to my business without that additional trading your time for your dollars type of work because of the nature of this type of business. And so we were talking about it, but she was like, the masterclass that she has right now, which is, you don't have to pay to enroll in this class. It's free. They're taught live. She has, I think, 3 or 4 more left that she's going to be doing. They're only going on this week. So you can sign up for them. Again, go to MelanieDiane.com/Amy, and you will see a link where you can pick your time to sign up for it. I was in the masterclass earlier today, and it was fire. It was so good. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I've made those mistakes myself. And it's basically 5, she goes over 5 mistakes that first-time course creators make, and she doesn't want you to make them. These are going to be able to give you ideas. Let me tell you something that's the fringe benefit to this. You are going to actually learn stuff that, even if you're not going to create a course, you're going to learn stuff in there. She talks about like the cameras, and she talks about recording, and it's really, really, really good. She talks about your audience. So anyways, here really quick, you guys, is Amy's personal invitation to y'all to go sign up for her free masterclass.
Well, hey, DIYers, Amy Porterfield here. Listen, Mel and I were just talking, and I wanted to invite you to a special live masterclass that I have coming up, all about creating digital courses, specifically the 5 mistakes most course creators make and what to do instead. I've been around the block for a long time now with course creation. I know the common mistakes that most first-time course creators make. And here's the thing, you could totally sidestep these mistakes so that you can get your course done quicker and more easily. And so that's what this masterclass is all about. We're going to talk about recording your course. We're going to talk about marketing your course. We're going to talk about the software and what to price your course and what to put in your course. Like, we're getting into all of it. You do not want to miss this live masterclass coming up. So make sure to join us. You're going to love it. I just know it.
Wasn't that so sweet? Like, she literally was like, let me record an invite to them for my masterclass. I was like, heck yes, they'll love it. So there was her personal invitation to you. We talked about you. She knows that some of you are hobbyists. She knows some of you are content creators. You're creators on YouTube. She knows that some of you are interior designers. Some of you are crafters. She knows about you guys. She knows some of you have brick and mortar businesses, right? She knows what you guys do and who you are. And I'm partnering with Amy this year with her Digital Course Academy, which is an online course and program, group coach. I mean, she's live. She's helping you. It's all there. And it's all happening right now. So enrollment actually opened up today for that. I'm partnering with her. I'm going to be announcing what my bonuses are. So if you do enroll through me, if you go to that link, MelanieDiane.com/Amy, and you enroll there, you are going to have an option to enroll basically with me. It's no additional cost to you. I'm adding more stuff. So you're going to get everything Amy has in Digital Course Academy, plus my bonuses that I'm going to offer as well. So I'll be announcing those here shortly about what my bonuses are. But even if you're not ready for that course, totally fine. Sign up for one of Amy's masterclasses. I swear you're going to learn so much. They're about 60 minutes long. Sometimes they go over because of Q&A and whatnot, but they're so good. So definitely check that out. Cosmin, my podcast is called DIY Marketing School. So if you search DIY Marketing School on any of your podcast apps, you'll find it. It's on Spotify. It's on Apple Podcasts. You can even ask your Echo device or your Google device to play the podcast and it should play. I think it's on Pandora too. I mean, it's pretty much all over where you can listen to all the podcasts. So DIY Marketing School is actually the name of that podcast. So just search DIY Marketing School podcast and it'll show up. And that episode is actually episode 51. So it's actually right now the most recent episode if you want to listen to my interview with Amy Porterfield. So super good stuff. All right, my friends, I got to get out of here because, the child needs food. I got to get ready to go get that. You get over there to her. Volleyball game tonight, all the things, right? And you guys have been great. So I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me again today. It's been a lot of fun as always. And I'll be back next week at 2:00, back again with a nice marketing chit chat live Q&A. And I got a lot of fun stuff. I have got multiple meetings lined up with some collaborators and some other people. I'm going to be trying to bring more people onto the show to help you guys with all kinds of things. I've even got a woman I'm talking to about Pinterest. So I don't market on Pinterest. Maybe some of you do. She's a Pinterest machine. She's very well versed in Pinterest. I'm chatting with her, going to learn about Pinterest and maybe bring her on the show so that we all can learn a little bit about Pinterest and maybe consider adding it to our marketing mix, right? So, all right, my friends, I hope you guys have so much fun. I'm going to go feed the child. I got some time. She doesn't need fed yet. She's good. She just wants food for after the game. I don't know. I told her to pack extra snacks and she said she did and she was supposed to. So there you go. All right. I'll see you guys next week, if not before. And as always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you're over on YouTube. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.